Welcome to our first authorized installation video. In today's video, we're going to be demonstrating the installation of a TY05 TV lift system from Progressive Automations. I've been using Progressive Automations for a while now. I've used four of their PA18 track actuators in our custom bed lift system, as well as their FL11 system in our table lift system in our LMTV OverLand conversion project. After seeing those two videos, Progressive Automations reached out to me asking me if I would be interested in creating a video demonstrating the installation of one of their products. Of course I said yes, so this is that product. I would like to thank Progressive Automations for providing their TY05 TV lift system for the purposes of this video. So let's just jump into the unboxing and get to that installation. So let's take a look at what you get in the box. You get the track actuator itself, the TV lift arm, you get 6 bags of hardware, 2 ceiling cover plate L brackets, 4 mounting brackets for your television, 2 sets of mounting arms for your television, a T-bracket for the top of your actuator, a control unit, a toggle switch, a momentary switch, a remote, power cable, ceiling cover plate, and an instruction manual. So let's clear the table, get our TV down here, and get started on this installation. So we'll open our instruction manual to page 5, where we will begin step number 1. We're going to use the 4 M8x12 Phillips head countersunk screws from bag P4 to mount the TV brackets to the TV itself. Now, do take note that some TVs have a deeper recess and these M8x12 Phillips head screws will not reach. Therefore, you will have to provide your own mounting hardware to attach the TV brackets to the TV themselves. Tighten to secure. Use a tape measure to take note of how far up the brackets are away from the bottom of your television. In my case, the center of my bracket is almost 11.5 inches away from the base. My brackets are also 8 inches apart. Then we will set the TV aside and begin with step number 2. In step 2, you get a choice of 30-inch or 36-inch TV support arms. In our instance, we're going to be using the 30-inch support arms. So we can set these aside. We will take the lifting column, which has the 3 holes on the side will be the top. The 4 holes on the face will be the bottom. So we'll take our measurements from before, which is 11.5 inches. So we'll go 11 inches from the bottom, and we'll be in this slot number 2 for our TV. So we'll take our first bracket with the U facing out and place that on top. We'll take 4 M8x12 bolts and washers from bag P3 and attach our support arms to our lifting column. In our instance, we will not need the nuts as we have captured nuts in our support arms. So we'll put those back in the bag and set them aside. And we'll tighten these with a 6mm Allen key. Sliding our second bracket in, noting the 8 inches apart, it will put us in the 5th column up. Snug them up. Step number 3. So we're going to use the 4 M5x12 screws, nuts and washers from bag P2 to attach the ceiling cover plate to our ceiling cover brackets. There are slots in the ceiling cover plate that the ceiling cover brackets will slide through. The screws will go in from the bottom up. There is adjustment on this cover plate, slightly in and out. For now, we'll push them all the way out. Hold the nut with an 8mm wrench and tighten them with a medium point Phillips head screwdriver. and tighten till secure. In step number 4, we're going to use 4 of the M8 by 18 bolts and nuts and washers from bag P1 to mount our ceiling bracket assembly cover to our support arm. The support arm will be a U-channel facing back. The ceiling bracket cover will be facing forward. Onto the front, the bolts will slide in from the back side, and a washer and nut will be placed on the front. We want the center to be 12 inches because we're 11.5 inches to the bottom. So I want it 12 inches up so that we're just off of this with the bottom of the TV. You will then use a 6mm Allen key to tighten the Allen bolt and hold the nut with a 13mm or 1/2 inch wrench. And tighten to secure. Use the actuator mounting bracket, clevis pin, and cotter pin from bag P6 to mount the top portion of your track linear actuator. The bottom comes with an attached bracket that you will also need to mount with 4 wood screws that you will need to provide. For this step, we recommend having at least 2 people. From bag P6, use 4 of the M6 by 25 bolts for the bolts and washers for the smaller holes on the outside, and 2 M10 by 25 bolts and washers for the middle holes to mount the assembled support column to the track linear actuator. Install all of the bolts before tightening to ensure proper alignment. Let's talk about the control system for a moment. To set up the control system, you will need to remove the retaining bracket. You will need to remove the dust covers from holes 1, 2, and 5 if you want to use the momentary switch and the toggle switch, as well as plugging in the track actuator. The track actuator will plug into slot 1, like so. The toggle switch is a 5-pin that will plug into slot 2. And the momentary switch has a center pin that will only plug into slot 5. The nice thing about these is the pin system is set up in a way that it will only go into the allotted hole that it needs to go into. Once you've plugged them in, you can secure them with the retaining clip. We'll then apply power to the unit, giving us a green light. You can now pair the remote by holding the up and down arrows while simultaneously holding the button on the side of the power box for 10 seconds. Our remote should now be powered. And as you can see, our track actuator is working. The rocker switch can be used without the remote. And the momentary switch is for adjusting the height of your length of travel, so that if you want the unit to only go to a certain point and stop, say because of the ceiling panel that you have mounted to your ceiling support bar, you want that to stop in a specific location, you can use the momentary switch. When you mount your control box in your attic space, you will want to mount it so that your wires are not in the path of travel. Now, in order to give you a true feeling of what it is going to look like installed, I will make a provision in our ceiling space for the TV lift system. So next you will need 2 people to slide the TV onto your mounting brackets. Once in position, use the wing nut from bag P4 to lock it in place. Well, and there we have it, your fully functioning TV lift system. If you have any questions during your installation, feel free to call Progressive Automations or email them at sales@progressiveautomations.com. And as a special thank you for watching, you can use discount code BROKEOverland at checkout. Is it gone? It's gone now.